Mexican Cool here with Jason Mewes. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Do you want me to look at you, this camera, either one, back and forth?
Exactly.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
that'll work. I understand that you just directed your first film.
I did. I directed a movie called Madness and the Method. I'm very excited about it. I did a well, it wasn't a cameo, but I did a movie in London called Devil's Tower. And the dude there, man, I was talking to him, and he's a producer and a director in London. He's got like 3 or 4 movies under his belt out there. And he was like, hey, man, what do you want to do? I said, I really want to direct. And I really want to do something a little more dramatic. And he actually went and wrote a script and sent it to me and said, hey, we were talking. I hope you're not offended, but I wrote something for you. And then I liked it, but I made some tweaks to it, and we went back and forth, and we got the script where we both thought it was really good. And then it was awesome because I just was like, oh, cool, we have this script. A couple of months later, he was like, hey, bro, he's like, I got financing, and they said you can direct. So it was pretty awesome, man. We shot 3 weeks in London, and we shot 10 days in Los Angeles. And it's pretty much done. It's like 90% done. We still got to do some soundtrack, some music soundtrack, and we got to do some special effects. There's not a lot of special effects, but there's enough that there's still some tweaks we need to get done. But I'm super stoked. It's at Cannes Film Festival right now. It's in the marketplace. It's not. I don't know. I'm excited about it. It's at a place right now where, me personally, I don't know what we should do next. But luckily, I have a good team with me, and we're gonna. When they're back from Cannes Film Festival, they're coming to LA, and we're gonna sort of brainstorm and figure out what's gonna be the next move. So.
That's cool, man. I mean, it's got to be a relief just to break out from the Jay character and do other things. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, I definitely. Someone asked me yesterday at my Q&A if I wanted to do other stuff, and of course, I love doing the Jay character. I'm really hoping all goes as planned, then we'll start shooting the middle or end of July, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. I think that'll be such a blast to work with Kevin and play the Jay character again. It's been like 8 years or something crazy, even maybe longer, I don't know. But of course, anytime I get to do other characters, I've done indie movies, Noobs, Bitten, where I play an EMT. I got to play a gamer. I've got to play an actor who is an actor in a movie called Zombie Hamlet. I've got to play in a mobster in a movie called The Last Godfather. So, I have been lucky to where I've got to play other characters in different roles. But I wish there was more. There's been, I've got to do more movies, but yes, it would be nice. And it's always nice to do other characters and challenge myself and try something different than the Jay stuff. So it is nice.
Now, yesterday you mentioned that you went hanging with Black. Was there any chance of you two doing something together?
No, him and I've known him for, I met him on a Mallrats screening in New York. He was, at that point, he was making mixtapes, and he was doing YouTube videos. I really feel like what's awesome about Andy, to me, honestly, is like one of the first YouTubers. Like way back before there was 100 people doing videos and you could subscribe, and there's all these huge channels with 7 million subscribers. This Paul Logan and all these other people that do stuff. Andy was doing it literally in 1990. Mallrats came out in 95 or 6, and I think I met Andy in 97-ish, 98. And he was doing videos for YouTube and putting them up online. But him and I have been friends for a long time, and we don't hang out a whole bunch. He does his own thing. But I don't know, Andy does a lot of videos still, and we have worked together in the past, 5 years, 10 years or whatever. We've done a couple movies together where I was in a small cameo or what have you. But I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not against it. Andy's great, and I'd love to do something with him. I just think he's sort of, again, I feel like he's out there doing his own thing and really focusing on other stuff. So I don't know if we'll ever get up together again. So we'll see.
I know that you are branching out and doing some stand-up comedy too now, right?
Yeah, so I've been touring. I'm actually, if you go to CSMOD, SEESMOD.com, there's a list of venues that I'll be doing. I've been still doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, which is mine and Kevin Smith's podcast. We actually just did 4 shows in Florida. I meet him in Tennessee tomorrow, actually, and then Alabama. But I also have a bunch of solo shows that I just started doing my own at comedy clubs, where it's called Amusing Stories, and it's my own sort of stand-up / Q&A type of thing. Same with Kevin's Evening with Kevin Smith, but it's my own thing. But yeah, I've been doing that now. I think I've done like, I would say almost 10 solo shows in the past 2 years, a year and a half, and I've been loving it, man. I'm really, again, I've got a bunch lined up, and I'm trying to line up more because it's really something I want to start getting into more. Because again, Kevin and I do Get Old, but Kevin also does a bunch of other podcasts, and Kevin directs Flash and Supergirl, and there's a lot of times he can't go tour with Jay and Bob Get Old, so I definitely have been trying to branch out and be able to go do solo shows by myself when I can't do the podcast Get Old with him. So it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. I love it.
You're basically an open book when you get up there, man. I mean, you talk about some personal shit.
Yeah, the podcast and the solo Mewes shows, a lot of it has been, the podcast started with me talking about, it's been I don't know, the podcast is mainly about me being accountable to the people and the people that listen to it, and counting the days and keeping track of how long I've been sober. And yeah, like it's been literally me telling stories about bad situations I've been in, about getting sober, going to rehab, about being on movie sets and bad things happening, good things happening. So yeah, it's been literally me pouring my heart out and sharing with the world, or with who's listening, my stories. And what's been awesome about it is, when I started the podcast, I only planned on doing it. We started doing it thinking, okay, we could tour with this, it'll be fun, but also it'll help me stay sober and accountable to people. Little did I know, in the past few years, people have approached me and told me after the show, like, hey man, I've been following the show from the beginning and it helped me stay sober. I have 3 years sober now, because when I was, kicking drugs, I'd listen to the podcast and it would get me through another day. So that's something I didn't even plan on, and that's been awesome. And it's awesome to know that I'm helping other people, a few other people, but it also even helps me more because now I'm like, not only do I want to stay sober for myself, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't disappoint these people. So it's been a back and forth with it. So yeah, open book for sure.
Now, with the reboot you were talking about coming out, filming shortly, you guys are giving fans a chance to actually come down and be part of it. Is that right?
Yeah. Kevin's been talking and reaching out. When the plan is when the movie starts, there's probably about 3 or 4 days of shooting, maybe more. I don't know the schedule, but where there's going to be a ton of extras, a ton of people that are just in the background. Some people with one-liners and all that. And Kevin's going to reach out. They've held the contest for people to be part of it and have some speaking roles. He's going to be tweeting and reaching out on social media saying, hey, if you can get yourself to such and such, because I'm not sure where we're shooting yet, if you can get yourself there and you can get here, then you guys can be part of the movie. So
now, once that wraps up, are you guys jumping right into Moose Jaws?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the plan. It's been back and forth. There's been different ideas. There was at one point even like, oh, maybe we should do Moose Jaws first. So I don't know what Kevin's plans are. I know right now he's totally just focused on getting Jay and Bob, start shooting Jay and Silent Bob, because he really wants to do the movie. And it's really been taking longer than we wanted it to. So right now the focus is that. I'm not sure what the plan is after.
I see the Clerks shirt on.
Yes.
What's the holdup with the Clerks 3?
Clerk Street isn't going to happen, man. Sorry, I don't know why. I still don't know what the reason is, but Jeff Anderson, when they reached out to Jeff Anderson to shoot, he didn't want to do it. So I'm not sure why. But yeah, it's not going to happen because he doesn't want to do it. And without him, it's not going to happen. So.
Yeah, we're not going to change it to Clerk, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Kevin even thought, like, even if we do Clerks, but in the beginning, maybe he's in the first 2 minutes, we double him, and maybe he, like, you know, gets trapped in a hole, and the whole movie's about finding him. I don't know, but it just wasn't going to work out, so we just sort of put that to the side. So.
People want to follow up with you. They want to know more about you. They want to catch Q&A. They want to see something like that. Do you have a website? What do you
CSMOD. So if you want to find out where Kevin and I or myself, Comic-Cons, my solo show, Kevin and Mike's podcast, anything like that, is CSMOD, SEESMOD.com is where we're going to be live for throughout the next year. Or social media is J Mewes, JAYMEWES, at J Mewes, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I've been streaming live on Facebook, so check that out. And thank you very much.
Thanks, boss. Appreciate it.
Brother, thank you.